This time I'm going to talk about perspective and how it can really bring your drawings to life and make your drawings look a lot better than they would had you not used perspective. So let's get right into that. Obviously, we're going to be using Adobe Illustrator today. So let's say we have a picture of a store, right? We got this store right here, and I mean, it's fine. It looks okay. But let's say that we wanted to put this into perspective. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another artboard. We're gonna put the store at a different perspective. So we're gonna go to view, we're gonna go to perspective grid, and then we're gonna go to 2-point perspective. So we're gonna have the store be at this angle right here. First, I wanna adjust my perspective grid a little bit, make things a little bigger, a little wider. Okay, so we're gonna go with this perspective instead of this head-on shot. So first thing we're gonna do is make a new layer. Let's lock this one so that we don't do anything to this accidentally. And we're gonna use the shape tool, the rectangle tool here, to begin to draw out our building. So let's start with the orange. If you click this orange space right here, it'll let you know that you're working from that perspective's plane. If I click the blue, then that means I'm working from the blue perspective plane. And if I click the bottom, that means I'm working from the bottom perspective, the green. So we're gonna start off with the orange first. Then I'm gonna just draw a rectangle, just as big as, about the same size as the orange we have here. And then I'm gonna go to my eyedropper tool and just copy this color right here. Next, I'm gonna go to, if you can't click on these for any reason, like say you can't click on it, hold the shift button and click the P, and that should pull out the perspective tool for you. If you don't have this tool right here, click on this, and then you can find it right here, and you can just drag it into there. So now we're gonna go from the blue side, click my rectangle tool, zoom in a little bit, and we're gonna make it about that size. And I actually want to bring this in a little bit, so I'm gonna hit Shift V, and that's our perspective selection tool. Again, if you don't have that tool, you could pull it out from here, or you can just go ahead and hit Shift V and it'll pop up. So we're gonna use the perspective selection tool and make the building a little bit more thin. And then we're gonna go zoom in some. And I tend to put one side darker than the other, as if to sort of give us a little bit more depth as far as the lighting goes. So I'm gonna go to double click on our fill, go to the black and pull it down just a bit. So now we have two different colors right here. If I hit the escape key so we can see better, we see that we have this box at an angle. Okay, so let's pull this back up. Let's give it a window. Let's go to our rectangle tool. We're gonna click the right grid. We're gonna do that for our window. Then we're going to, again, copy that color. Need a door, so let's do a door. Let's make the door maybe, let's do 4 blocks by 6 blocks. That looks cool. And then our door had a border, a green border on the outside, so let's do that. So create another on top of it. And then we're gonna shift that one layer back by hitting Control and then the left bracket. And now we wanna make that the same color as this here. So now we have our door. So now we have this, the roof. So we're gonna draw that on both sides. Now again, I'm noticing that I'm not being entirely accurate right here on my square. So I'm gonna pull out this selection to perspective selection tool again, pull that back, and then pull this back, and then pull this down so that they match. Now we need to put the store sign back. So we're gonna type out, click here, type out store in capital letters. We want it to be the same color as this. So do that. And then we're gonna select our perspective selection tool again. We're gonna make sure that this is set the right grid. We're gonna drag store over to here and it'll just pop right into perspective. Notice it's not big enough, so let's just enlarge that. And already you can see that this is a more interesting picture than this is, but let's put even more detail into it. So let's pull back up our perspective grid. Now, usually if you're at a perspective, you can see this still looks a little flat right here, the door. So let's put some depth into it. We're gonna put an entrance here, cut this off like this. This could be a similar color, or actually let's make it the green and then pull that shade down a little bit. So that now we have that illusion of there being a door here. Next we can door handle. Maybe it's a push door or something. That'll be a little bit of a brighter color. Next, let's do the same with the window. Let's give it some depth. In perspective, there's depths you can see that you can't see otherwise if it's just head on. So it has a little bit of depth. This is kind of like maybe the window is dipped in a little bit. We can actually even, let's click this bottom one. Give the window even more depth. We got like a dip in here in the window. So now we're back here again. Let's grab our shape builder and let's get rid of this outside. So now we got the window depth here. Let's push this to the inside. What we want to do is make this store sign. We're gonna expand that. Now we want the store sign to sort of look like it's 3D, like it's coming off the building rather than looking like it's painted on. So we're gonna go ahead and hold the Alt key, copy this out, and we're gonna go here. Black is a cool color for that. Now we have a store sign that's beveled out, but let's fix this S. We don't want it to look like a shadow. We want it to look like it's 3D. Go ahead and click here. We're gonna add a point. Bring that point to right here. We're gonna get rid of that handle. That's making it look like it's curved. There we go. And then we're gonna do the same here. Add a point. Pull it to here. Pen tool. Pull that out. Now we got a store sign that's in 3D. It's more of a gray color. Now comparatively, you can see that this just tells, it gives us a lot more information than this does. This is okay, but this right here is a lot more detailed. And then you can even like, since we have this extra side right here, it's like, okay, so what's on this side? Now we can put a window on this side as well. Same idea. Maybe this is a little darker because it's on the other side. And then since we could see behind the building, which you couldn't at first here, you can add even more buildings. So maybe there's a building behind it, a gray building. There's that. Shift that to the back. Maybe this building has a door on it too. You can just tell a lot more stories with perspective. So now this store that was just, a front view has turned into a corner store that has a lot more detail to it. And you can add even more detail, more and more, using a perspective grid. Like I could put some bricks on here. Let's say I want to have several different bricks. We could use the copy method without having to worry about keeping things in perspective. Look big for bricks. Let's think about that size. I can copy these still, move them over somewhere else. Make it seem like less of a copy paste by adding bricks to it. Yeah, and that's how you can make perspective just look a lot more, make your pictures look a lot more interesting with perspective. Just a quick example of how it works. If you got any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I appreciate y'all watching as usual. Peace out.